Hello, welcome to the Humans of Crypto podcast. I'm Eleanor, and as you know, I try to basically find really interesting people to share their stories with you, to inspire, maybe make you want to do the big jump and move from Web 2 to Web 3. And today I'm joined by the wonderful Maria Magenes. She's basically an Italian powerhouse. She's worked with ETHLend, also known as Aave today, Balancer, Oasis.app, the MakerDAO Foundation, you name it. She has been involved in many, many projects in DeFi over the years. And I think it's just wonderful to always be able to know more about the person, know more about the people that are in DeFi, that are building the future of finance. So as usual, if you like the podcast, just make sure to comment or like or subscribe, do all the good stuff. And make sure to check out the links in the description below as well. Check out her work, go follow her, and all that good stuff. In the meantime, just sit back and enjoy this wonderful conversation I had the pleasure to have with Maria today. Enjoy. Hello. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Eleanor.
I'm so happy to have you here today for this podcast. And yeah, what has been your day like? What have you been busy with?
Today was a very busy day, but basically I'm preparing the presentation for the ETHCC. And it's like 3 weeks that I have it in my calendar. Like I book slots to prepare the presentation and I never do it. So today I was quite I was quite able to do it, but then something else came up, and since I'm collaborating with different projects, there's always like operational stuff to do with some.
Tell us about the presentation. What are you going to talk about?
I will talk about the UX, how basically UX is super important for the adoption, and so adoption of Web3, but like UX connected with the education. So not just UX as it is, but the importance and the relevance of the education slash marketing with the UX to allow people to, because one of the main entry barriers to the Web3 is the fact that it's maybe hard to understand, how hard to use, and that there is a bit of a lack of trust in the dApps because they are new. They are something completely unknown. It's more or less like what happened in the first years of the internet, of the Web 2, right? So and we need to all together, not just it's not just a matter of development. So it's also a matter of education, talking, connecting with people, and this is very, very important.
What are the DeFi apps, in your opinion, that have really made UX easy, or that we should?
Oasis.app, in my opinion, is very, very straightforward. I'm a bit biased, but since I think this is also something that is related to the fact that we are working on it since 2016, if you think about it. So when MakerDAO was born, Oasis was born, and as a front end, at the beginning, it was really a shit. But then we have a lot of knowledge, and the point is that the UX for us at Oasis is very based on is designed based on the user feedback. So we design not based on our ideas, but on what the users want. So we release a lot of surveys, and these kind of things. But also there are now I think the UX in general has improved a lot. Like also Aave, for example. When I joined the space, my very first job in crypto was with the former Aave, which was called in another name, ETHLend, and completely impossible to understand what you had to do with this, like when I was making my interviews with the Stani in 2018, I was like I was like, I don't know anything about blockchain. I don't know anything about Ethereum. I don't understand anything about your fucking website. Like, I said, Stani, I know that I don't know anything, but since I don't know anything, I can tell you that you really need marketing. You really need people to understand what it is about, because I can't, and I think I'm smart. So, and I think this is how I convinced them to like hire me, even if I was not in the space.
Well, you're like, I've identified a problem. I cannot
Yeah,
understand what you're selling, and I don't know what problem you're solving either. And this is,
yeah,
you're missing a content section for newbies or something.
yeah.
Or interesting. So, did you just randomly apply? Were you just like,
So I was looking for a job in Switzerland because I had this boyfriend. The boyfriend is we are together since we were in like second high school, so 16.
cute?
Yes,
So, high school sweethearts.
exactly. And then he made his university in Switzerland, the Italian part of Switzerland, and then he found a job there. I was working in Milan back in time, but then I realized that to get my ring on on my finger, I needed to move there and not the contrary, because he would have never left Switzerland to go back to Italy. So I found a job. I completely randomly applied to this because the job posting looked very strange and inspiring. And then I started to make this. I used to work in a big company, like very bureaucratic. I used to wear heels to go to work, like this kind of company.
Yeah.
And then I found myself in this, chiasso office with four
Oh,
people,
they were in Chiasso. Wow.
in
Not into,
chiasso
yeah,
with four
interesting.
people in pyjama, basically. And then after 1 week, they sent me to Helsinki because there was Lash. And I was there in this conference, like, what is this? It's hard. It's hard to make this jump, because you, especially if you come from an let's call it normal classic working environment, it's completely out of your comfort zone at all. Like, you can be, I am really extroverted. I am really, uh, I'm easy. I'm an easy person. I get along with everyone. But this was really, really hard in the first months, because you don't understand anything. You don't, because you don't. Um, you are in a working environment which is completely different from, the norm, the one that we learned in the university, for example. And probably for the new generations, it will be easier but I think this is a very, like, you need you need to be strong at the beginning, because otherwise in the first month I was like, I want to go back to my normal
Where's
company.
my 9 to 5? Let me
Yes,
find comfort and heels
I
and
want to go back to my lower salary,
yeah.
lower freedom, because also freedom is scaring, is super scaring, because you in this space, you basically, most of the times, you have to invent your own job, right?
Yeah.
You have maybe to do some tasks, like operational, day by day things, but for the rest, is up to you. Like, especially in my job, you can do nothing, but if you do nothing, it's very clear to everyone. or you can do a lot. For example, I know that I'm overworking now, but but since I'm not yet burned out, I will keep fighting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very interesting point. Like, I think in this space you have a tendency to overwork because, like you said, if you don't work, and because every individual that's taking part in the
Yeah.
activity day by day is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, you feel like you're overworked right now. So do you have any downtime? Do you make sure you have downtime, or?
I'm able to do my stuff like walking the dog, or go to the gym, enjoy, night out with friends or my husband. Not working in the weekend. This is something that I don't do, never.
You
Uh,
never work on the weekend?
no,
Wow,
never.
that's a good one.
Yes. But for the rest, I'm
Mm.
overworking. Like
You,
I also when I am at a dinner during the week, if somebody message, I always answer. If I'm on
mm,
holidays, I don't switch off anything. And my team members are like, Maria, why the fuck are you online? You should be online. But I want to have everything in my radar. I don't want to miss stuff.
yeah, but the space is like 24/7, as you know. It's
Yeah,
nonstop.
yeah.
So on the weekend, do you like turn off your phone?
No,
Like,
I
how do you?
don't, but I must tell that during the weekend nobody is bothering. Like if someone is writing, it's very important. So I don't. I'm not there checking, for example, Twitter or the Discord
Mm,
chats or whatever. But if somebody message me directly, I'm always like when I can, I answer. But for me, the weekend is like yes, yeah.
sacred. Yeah, well,
Sunday night, when basically it's over, sometimes, I'm like
so you basically take Saturday off, that the one night, and because you finish Friday and
Friday too. Oh,
okay,
so
okay,
also I also tell you of this thing. Friday after 4 p.m. Yes, like what the fuck.
I'm
I'm
out.
there with my phone in my hand, but
Yeah.
and another thing that is good for us is that we can basically manage everything on mobiles. So iPad, iPhone. I have my all of my Google stuff on every device. So I mean, I one time I tell you this, I was I was climbing a mountain with the skis. So like in the winter with the
Perhaps,
snow
yeah.
and everything.
Mhm.
There was me, my husband, and the dog. So like, and it was like minus 5 or minus 10 degrees. And all of a sudden, I received a message on Telegram by a hacker. I mean, it was he said, "Hello, I am an hacker, and I can turn down Oasis. Can you please give me the contact of your CEO?" And usually these people are scam, like. So I said, I don't think it was a Sunday morning. So I said,
Mm.
I don't think it's you can contact him now. I mean, write, please write what you want to support dot Oasis. I mean, I was polite, but I thought it will be a scam for sure. And then and then he messaged back telling, please check your website. I demonstrated that I can turn it down, and it was fucking down. So I was with the dog, my husband screaming, me with my frozen hand, messaging, on Signal, because Signal is our backup basically for the emergency. The devs, and like I wasn't able to write because my hands were freezing, and I was like giving voice notes to people. But then it was solved. So I mean,
Oh my God.
nobody else of the company was answering to this guy. I mean, the public figures. So everyone was. I mean, first thing, if you are an hacker, please don't do it on a Sunday, because you are a
Hack another moment. Like, just
yes,
please do it on open hours.
what the fuck, like. From 8
Oh,
to
yeah.
6, it's okay. No,
Yeah.
and then, but then, yeah, this was a funny story, but I had a brutal a fight with my husband in this occasion, because he said, uh, you can stop looking at your phone, you can stop working, never. And I said, but it was an hacker. The company was harmed. And he said, could you save the company, because you're not a dev? And I said, okay, no, you're right, but
But thanks to me, I know who to contact to actually solve the problem.
exactly. But sometimes you need to be really like a bit also. It's very important to understand that also your surrounding, the people that you love, because they have. So we are lucky because we can, for example, cut our time off during the day. For example, sometimes I walk the dog from 4 to 5, because I have this hole in my working in my calls, so I do this. But normal workers, like not in our space, they finish to work at 7 or 6 p.m, and then you should be there, like at least some time, because it's not that my husband come home and I'm like working all the time, because I took time off before. I try to, like, fit the time of the weekends, etc., with what you have around. Otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it's difficult, and you've been doing this for many years, which shows that you're capable of running this Web3 marathon, which I think
Yeah,
is
it's 4 years
difficult.
now in October. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, 4 years, and I keep adding stuff. No, I really like. When I joined Maker, I was just working for Maker, and then when MakerDAO decentralized completely, we needed to choose, where to go, etc. I followed this Oasis team, so I was still banded with the some of the Maker team, but in the meantime, since people knew that Maker was like dismantling their team, they reached out to us, and I
They're
received
smart.
a lot of, yeah.
Smart people are like, wait,
Yeah,
let's start to headhunt people.
exactly. I received a lot of offerings, and one of them was, I mean, I was really, really undecided balancer, because I really liked the project. I really liked the founder, Fernando, and the team. So what I did is, wait a second. What? Don't you do both, Maria? So, since I'm a contractor, because when you work
Yeah.
remotely, you always are a contractor, you
Yeah.
can't be an employee. It's I asked to the team, to Oasis team, would it be a problem if I work part time for a balancer, and to balancer the same? And they, all of them was super happy, and then I started with both, and now it's more than 1 year that I'm with both, and it's going good. I mean, and sometimes I'm also helping. Different, like I'm consulting and helping different projects when they need, because you also like meet a lot of people, and for example, I was in touch with the Solas is like a DeFi insurance project,
Okay.
They launched 1 year ago or more, and so I met the founder in Paris last year, and he was, he was so nice, and the project was nice. So I said, okay, yes, I will help you. And from time to time, when they need, I help them. Or for example, now I'm collaborating with Polygon DAO, because the Polygon, they launched this DAO to help. Basically, the goal is to help the projects to that build on top of Polygon,
I see.
with the different like not only money, so not only grants, but also skills, expert talks, ecosystem. They have a job board, and their marketing in the DAO was completely a mess. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm helping a bit, there to organize the marketing for the DAO. Yeah, I'm like here and there, everywhere.
Yeah, I'm counting like 4 projects right now that you're currently involved in, or
No,
more.
really?
3? Okay, the insurance and
No,
Polygon and
no,
Balancer
no,
and
no.
Oasis.
Insurance is not Solas
No.
they are.
Yeah, okay, so sometimes you have like one-time gigs or like
Yes,
small
yes, yes, yes,
projects.
yes.
You like those and you take and then
Yeah,
you leave
exactly.
and you let them. How do you, for you, is it really about the people involved, or like
I
is
think
it,
it's
are there certain fundamentals, like would you work for a centralized project, for example? What's
sorry.
what's important to you when you join a project? Is it more like the team,
I
or do you
think
look at the fundamentals of it?
I think it's a mix of the it's a mix. So the team,
Mm,
I think, is the first thing that I consider, because
mhm.
I think it's 70% of the work, the good work that you can do is if you can work with the team in a good way. And the second is yes, I think the concept, right? So if I don't understand, or I don't like, or I don't give a fuck about about the
Yeah.
project. For example, I'm not into gaming, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
I know that it's nice, but I don't care. Like I'm not involved. I really don't care about NFTs. I don't even understand this like hype, so I can't work for an NFT like
Yeah.
then I sometimes I understand immediately if I don't like the thing. Sometimes you realize maybe after 1 month or 3 weeks
Mm,
that you are cooperating, and you say, no guys, I'm not aligned, and I'm that's it. But for example, Polygon, the DAO. So Polygon itself is not. I would not have considered
mm,
but the concept of the DAO is nice, because they are like. They are trying to onboard, to enlarge the ecosystem in a very healthy way, by helping projects. They have a lot of resources, so they help projects. They are really trying to collaborate a lot with Ethereum, on events. You can see that they are trying to. We are building a better future together, and I think it's since the guy running the DAO is Italian. That's why I got in touch with them, because Marco is the DAO lead, is Italian, so they came to the event that I organized in Milan with Matteo. The event was
Spaghetti.
yes.
Yay!
So
That was such a good name.
they were sponsoring, and then I also met them in permissionless. So
Nice.
I mean, he asked for help, and I was happy to help them a bit. Of course, with my time that it's limited, because my full focus is always on Oasis and Balancer.
I can see that there's also a track record now of like being involved in DAOs. What's like the best and the worst of having worked with DAOs?
So, so as I said, as I always tell to when they ask me, would you recommend someone to work in a DAO?
Yeah.
The answer is um, it depends. No, it depends.
Sigh.
No, it
Crickets.
depends, because, for example, it depends really on how this person is. So I would not recommend to someone who needs some, organization, who needs some, security. DAO is a mess. Every DAO is a mess, really. Like Maker was probably one of the first and one of the most efficient, but still is a mess. Even if it's very well structured, etc. There are teams, there are core units that are working very well, and there are core units that are not. And in general, the overall DAO needs improvement in its efficiency. Balancer DAO was a complete mess as well. They also organized in sub DAOs, and I mean, this structure, there is no like there is not yet a history. Best case, history to apply. So when in the normal organizations and normal companies, you have plenty of books. I also made a class in my university called organization.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I remember.
so,
I think we did kind of the same similar
lean,
studies.
lean, flat, what the fuck? Yeah, okay. For
Yeah.
DAOs, don't have it. It's something completely new. So we don't know how to organize them from a legal perspective, because we want to be, compliant with the law. But we need to understand how. We don't know if some function should be cross. For example, do each department should each department have its own marketing, or its own finance, or its own legal, or should this function be cross? There are a lot of different experiments right now that we will see how they will, end up. In my opinion, it's something that will last years. Right now, it's nice. So one of the best things is that you are part of these experiments, so you can see what is going on. However, you don't have any like. You don't. I mean, you can't work just for a DAO, in my opinion, because you need a job security. At least me. So I can't. I'm involved with DAOs. I like to be involved, but should be on a side. I mean, I really, or if you are plenty of assets, that you are okay, and you are rich already, that's okay. But if, like me, you need a salary every month because I have a mortgage to pay,
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
nice. But this is my opinion. Maybe, of course, there will be someone who completely think the contrary. But this
No,
is
it's
me.
it's super interesting, and I think obviously I'm personally not involved in any DAOs, but I've been close to certain projects and cryptocurrencies which have a form of governance, and DAOs are supposed to how we should organize these decentralized. This is how we keep decentralization at a organizational level. I'm just we'll see, like you said, and some, as you said, some projects and some cryptocurrencies have it just more figured it out and more with more structure,
Yes.
and others are just more.
And that one thing that
evolving.
I noticed, for example, for Maker, that I appreciate a lot, is that it's true that it's a bit of, I mean, as every DAO is a bit, there is a lot of to improve, but they sticked from time zero to this structure, and they keep trying to optimize this structure, and they don't. Because another thing that I noticed is that a lot of DAOs keep restructuring. Like they try 2 months with a structure and then let's make a restructuring. Let's try this. No, in my opinion, you should choose one. And of course, at the beginning, it's not perfect. There will be always something wrong. But it's not, in my opinion, it's not just a matter of structure. It's a matter. So you should, and this is something that MakerDAO did. So they choose this core unit model and they, try to make it better, but sticking with this, organization.
What do you think was important there? Was it the leadership that was in place that made sure that this structure didn't move versus other DAOs that are maybe younger and that keep trying to innovate? Is it linked to people?
So I think it's linked to people, and I wouldn't say leadership. Because it's with DAO, you never talk about leadership. It's like the community.
It's a bad word. There's no leaders. No. We are all leaders.
No, this is not true. This is not true, but because we need, I mean, the human being need a guide. So it's not, it's not true that everyone is a leader. Come on. But besides this, I think that Maker was really a matter of people, the culture of the core team, which was the one of the Maker Foundation, and the community, the strength of the community. This was I think, the point.
A very good point. I'm thinking, as certain of your roles in crypto have involved, or a lot of them have involved being part of the community manager, what is for you the community? I know this is like a very vague question, but I'm trying to get a bit meta here. Is like, are they more than just token holders, and how do you define the culture? What is the culture for you in Web3 or per project?
I'm not even sure if every token holder can be considered part of the community. So in my opinion, the community is those who care about the project, right? So if I buy, so for example, I have some Bitcoin, right? But but I'm not in my world. But I'm not part of their community because I just care about other projects. So if I buy the token, I am a stakeholder, but I'm not, part. So the community, it's, in my opinion, it's a matter of caring and be involved somehow in the project. And for example, there can be people who don't hold any token. This is not happening often, but for example, at the beginning when I joined Maker, before they gave me the MKR, I didn't hold any MKR, but I was really part of the community. And writers so it's not just a matter of talk. I don't know. I don't think the token. Of course, the token holders of MKR, they are able to vote, but some of them maybe don't even know that this is a governance token. Like they just hold MKR because they think they will earn money. I mean, the value of MKR will raise, and so these are not part of the community.
Yeah. Do you yourself, do you vote as well every time?
No.
How? No.
So no, sometimes I don't
Some.
vote every time because there are polls that I don't even understand. So I also think no, it's
Yeah.
true. I
No,
mean,
and it
they are
makes
very
sense.
technical. So I also think that you don't just vote. You need to vote when you really want to you understand what it is about, and you want to give your opinion as the same for balancer. It's not so at Maker sometimes they increase the dust.
Yeah.
Okay, like I let the vote to people who are technical enough to understand what does it mean. Of course,
Yeah.
maybe this is something wrong, but I think that in this, like, this is a democracy, but it's not like voting for a referendum. It is
Yeah.
something that sometimes is something that you need some knowledge to vote on. So I think that not everyone every time needs to vote.
Do you feel like do you personally get involved if there's, I don't know, conflicts or the level of politics that can go on in a DAO? I think, as you said, these are such new type of organization. There's
A
no
lot of
leadership.
dramas, a lot.
Yeah.
I always stay
Okay.
away. I
Yeah.
mean, you know me a bit now, and I'm a very, happy. I really hate these kind of things.
Mm,
I want to just stay away, but you don't have an idea of how much drama is always happening in these forums. Every 3 months something happens,
yeah.
and sometimes it's super bad, sometimes it's something that is just a fire of days, and then but in general there is a lot of yes, of politics drama, and yeah. But I really want I can't even bring you any specific example because I really want to stay away from these. Sometimes I drop my comment super you know a like hey guys, let's try to get along. Let's try to
Oh,
work together.
you just sprinkle some
Yes,
unicorn
I
emojis and
put
you're like,
some
it's
flowers,
okay. Yeah.
hearts, smiling emojis completely out of context.
No, but it's interesting, and it's also, I think, a way of protecting yourself, because when you're so involved with a project and you're also the link towards the outside world, right? Sometimes who don't know all these details or everything that's happening, you're the buffer,
Yeah,
right? Because then sometimes also the outside community, maybe I'm talking about those that are not super involved in the DAO, are going to come to you and ask you questions, and then
exactly.
you're it's a very difficult
So,
position to be in,
so
actually. Yeah.
when the more you put yourself out there in these public discussions, the more people think that they can ask you anything, and also I think that it's very important. I mean, for me it's very important, and for my job, because I'm doing as I said, I'm doing education, I'm doing marketing, so it's very important to be agnostic. Sometimes I had discussions with people, for example, Bitcoin maximalists in Italy.
Mm,
A lot of conferences, even if they call them like blockchain week or Ethereum something, it's always plenty of Bitcoin maximalists because we are a bit behind. DeFi is not well known, and most of the people are Bitcoin. And sometimes it happened to have some discussions, but I always try to stay, polite, and like bringing my arguments and my, knowledge to help them understand why, blah blah blah. and this is my approach. So that's why I never like comment this paper. And also, can I tell you something? Sometimes I read some forums with people writing blurbs, like bibles of comments, and I wonder how they have time to make this. Like I don't have even time to think and write. It's like writing a blog post, or even more. Like, what the fuck? I don't have time for these things. Like, I know that sometimes is also relevant to chip in these discussions, and I'm happy that some people do. I think that they are right in defending their opinions, and the discussion is very healthy. Some discussions, because dramas are not. Discussions are healthy, but I'm not this kind of I seldom end up in like discussing with people, especially publicly.
Why do you think that Italy is, as you said, a bit behind, and why do you think there's such a big proportion of Bitcoin maximalists in
So I
Italy?
think that Italy is behind in a lot of stuff, especially. No, I mean, but this crypto thing is. I think there's not enough. In the end, it's strange because we made spaghettis, and we
Yeah.
found out that there are a lot of people actually building on Ethereum, but also in Web3 in general. Um, but like the proportion of these persons that are usually working for non-Italian projects, because this event was full of people like me that are Italian but they work for German project, UK project, not Italian. Some are Italian founders. So, for example, Idol Finance is Matteo is Italian and is the founder. But there are not a lot. And on the other hand, all of the other people are more interested in are yield seeking, like not interested in the technology itself. This is my perception,
Mm.
but in making money through crypto.
Mm. Yeah.
So Bitcoin, I don't want to tell anything bad about Bitcoin, but
Oh, please. This is I've been a big blogger for a long time, so it's a safe place here. Ain't no
Bitcoin,
maxi.
Bitcoin is the blockchain. So I thank Bitcoin because it was the first blockchain. But this is really just an asset. Like, what can you do on Bitcoin? Ethereum is something that allows you to, build a new financial system. Bitcoin is just shifting the crypto from A to B and hoping that it will, increase its value. So this is this is the point. So Italians want to just they see crypto just as an asset, and they don't understand that there is a world behind. They don't yet, because maybe they will. I hope they will. I have been recently to the blockchain week in Rome.
Yeah.
And I must tell that this was a bit more. Uh, I heard some talks by people who was also involved in Ethereum, and I think that this blockchain week was valuable, really, like very good contents, and the people the vice was a bit less, less boomers than usual.
Okay. No, it's interesting. I think a lot. I mean, as a community manager myself, or whatever I'm doing, it's interesting to see the different profiles, right? And of people that are either interested only in the tech or only in the price going up. And when I see, you mentioned that for you, Bitcoin is just like moving asset from A to B and then hoping that the price goes up, right? I usually compare Bitcoin to Nokia 3210. Remember your first phone? I think education, when you're talking about education and you're describing these blockchains, people, for them, it's all the same thing, right? It's all crypto and we're all weird people and we're all weird people who just want to buy Lamborghinis for some reason. Or,
Yes.
that's kind of the meme that's hindering adoption as well. It's a
Yes.
very bad image. That's like crypto, but ew. And because Bitcoin is Nokia 3210, okay, it's our first phone. We could play Snake, yay, good battery life or whatever. But today we have, smartphones that can take pictures and record and do so much more and have, a garden, a huge
Yes.
garden of different apps.
Yes.
So that's the difference. For
Yes,
me, Nokia 10
absolutely.
is a phone, but it's not the phone I would be using today.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that was what I was telling you before. Like, I thank Bitcoin and Satoshi for inventing this because it allowed us now to do more. But why should we stay binded to? I mean, the thing that I don't understand by Bitcoin maximalist is. Why you don't accept why you don't like Ethereum? I mean, because I'm not Ethereum people, they don't dislike Bitcoin. They are okay. I mean, okay, thanks, but I'm building on top of something else because I can. So my question is, what's wrong with Ethereum? Like, what do you want?
Oh, as you know, they'll find many reasons to
Yeah.
dislike it and,
But
sort of
I must
throw
tell you
shade.
that I had a lot of discussions and I have never understood what was what was the reason, like a valid reason.
Well, they know that by all of DeFi is built on Ethereum, basically. It's
Yes,
just, and the thing is, it clashes with their narrative, right?
it
Like
clash. But it's not
it
the narrative or it's the value of the token again.
you see, when you attack the narrative or when your narrative is better than theirs, you might influence their holdings and the value of that asset. Eventually, the market will understand where the value is. And therefore,
Yeah,
don't you? And therefore, maybe it's a price thing.
yeah,
The
it is.
more,
In my opinion, it's just a price thing.
and
They
I mean,
are
for
afraid.
now, Bitcoin is still, the
Yeah,
asset
yeah.
that.
In fact, in my opinion, they should try to when we so the blockchain interoperability, in my opinion, is fundamental because we are not when we are building dApps, we are not excluding Bitcoin holders. There is a wrap Bitcoin. There are yes, I know it's not the same, but if you are a Bitcoin holder, you can still use the DeFi
Yeah,
product.
yeah.
So
I
why
think, yeah.
they are not like grateful for this instead? Because
Be grateful that we include your wrapped stuff, okay, on our.
yes,
Well, because it's not
no,
built on. It's for them, as long as it's not built on Bitcoin. They know that the economics of it all. That if everything is built on another blockchain than Bitcoin, and they've
yeah,
refused to scale, they've literally, it's in their narrative that they do not want to scale, and they've removed the opcodes that could at least enable stuff like colored coins or whatever.
yeah.
It's for them, all the rest is therefore a scam. They are the only one, the maxi ones, right? I'm not talking about the general public maybe, but like maxis are really like, there should be only Bitcoin and anything else is a scam, right? And
Yeah,
yeah, then you just
so sad.
step away from those. I agree, those conversations get very heated, but that was where I was born. I was born in those type of debates, having to build a wallet that included ECH. We were one of the first wallets. Actually, we were the first wallet to enable BTC and BCH holdings. And therefore, my first job in crypto was understanding these things, understanding these block size wars, and having to understand, scalability debates and stuff like that. But recently, as you know, having worked more with the Ethereum community, it's fascinating to see the difference in culture, the difference in people that are building on different blockchains.
Yeah.
There's just different characters. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always, I already told it. I am always.
You're chill. You don't want to get, because
Yes, I want everybody to get along. We are all part of the same, movement.
I'm happy we have people like you. I get my hands more. I'm less agnostic, I guess, but it's just, for me, it's also the interesting part of it is that there is conflict. We are building. We don't all agree. Since all of this is still in the making,
Yes,
it's difficult, and you're right, drama bad. We should always stay polite and be able to have constructive, discussions.
yes,
and listen to each other. But
yes.
I think people, in crypto, it's like your ego and your money and your career
Yeah.
and who you are just, it's all one big mess. And so people get
Exactly.
really, 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 really emotional as well, which I also understand. It's like,
Exactly.
it's so messy. Are you excited for the merge? Is this something that you follow a little bit? Or is that...
I'm not following, but I am. I mean, I am excited, but I don't think. Some people, in my opinion, think too much about this. Like, think that this merge will be bringing a lot of changes, a lot of. They will solve a lot of stuff, like gas price, but it's not. So
No, it's not.
yeah,
It's not the panacea. It doesn't
no.
solve everything.
This is
No,
not
no, no.
the right merge. There will be,
No.
further. Yeah, exactly. But I think that I'm excited because I see, you know, now there is this beer market, but I really like this space because really nobody stopped. If we are building even more, like even faster, and the merge is part of this path. So it's nice to see how we don't stop for the beer market,
No.
and we are actually taking even more effort in what we do. And the heads are down, and yes. So I don't think the merge will change. For example, there are a lot of friends of mine like, should I buy now before the
Oh
merge?
no.
And I say, guys, I'm not Nostradamus, but I
Yeah.
don't think that. I mean, if you want to try, at least there is a reasoning behind. But you never know. I think that for sure there will be something. Something after the merge, but this is not a matter of price of the token as usual, as I always think.
Yeah, it's interesting. How much do you think your family and friends understand what you're doing? Like, because if they come to you only when, who the newspaper said that this is dead, or like this person got hacked.
No, but
Like,
you don't know, you don't. So now everybody knows that it's a bad period for the market, right?
yeah.
So my friends are like, no, not my close friends, but the people I know. Are you okay? All good? Do you still have a job? And I said, guys, I receive euros. I mean, I have a normal salary. Of course, I could be richer, but and now but I'm still like, as you, I have a salary, I have a company. But yes, my friends and family. That so the only one that understand a bit now is my husband, because he's interested in understanding what I do. So I always try to explain, and he always try to understand. And some of my friends are really like, they are interested because I I work in this space. For the rest, it's just what I should buy. And then this year they put me in the Forbes list of people under 30. And yes, and all of like my non-friends, like people that know me, Maria, can I ask you some tips about and I'm like, guys, I mean, I'm not an expert of the prices. I don't know. Just and I always say, guys, you should download Coinbase, which is the easiest, and from there it's very simple. You connect your PayPal and you buy the crypto. And I said, and they asked me, but I can't afford one Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
That come on.
I know, but cute, no? Like,
So
also, like,
So, like, I mean, you choose, and I always like smiling, with a breathing. You can choose to like buy 50 euros of Bitcoin as well. It's a part of Bitcoin, It's like it's like a normal currency. You have also percentages, decimals. No, but. Yeah, but I mean, I can understand because as I told you, when I joined, I didn't understand anything.
yeah.
I just had this crypto kitty. I mean, I knew what it was, the blockchain, etc. But mm. So I know that this can be difficult, and this is our job. So figures like me and you, we are here to like make people understand and make people willing to understand, because some people could understand, but they are not giving a fuck. They don't care, and they are like, you start explaining, and they are like, no, I don't understand anything. Stop it. But
Yeah.
it's not like the point. So, for example, my brother, he is super super smart. Like he was the top in his class, university, whatever. And when I try to explain him what I do and the DeFi, etc., is always at a certain point, it's like, "Oh, I don't understand."
To-
Yeah. But
oh.
now he's improving because he is trying to like challenge me, like
Hmm.
when I say something, is and why blah blah blah. So why you don't blah blah blah, So this
Interesting.
is this is this is the conversation that are healthy.
I have this my sister as well. Sometimes when she's gone through my classes, she's done the crypto 101. But she is also, it's interesting that your brother is also like that. She also asks me a lot of questions. She's very in a defensive yet protective way, maybe.
Yeah,
The sibling is a bit like worried that you're in this thing, so they want to make sure that you can justify what you're
yeah,
doing
yeah,
and your reasoning for being part of this. And
yeah.
yeah,
But I
so
don't care, like it's 4 years that I. So when I joined Aave, ETHLend, my husband was like, former boyfriend, was, um, are you going to work for three guys in an office without a laptop? Because they didn't give the company laptop, I had my own. Are you sure? And I was like, no, I'm not. Let's try.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll just keep
Yeah,
going.
everybody was the only person that was uh, like agreeing with me when I decided to quit my job at Sky to go. It was my boss there at
Hmm.
Sky. Yeah, he is one of my like forever favorite boss. He was super smart and young. He's like a big brother for me now. And he was so evil, like, you know, these bosses that scream a lot on your face. Yeah, and everybody of the team hated him, but me, because
Okay.
I basically I responded when he was too much. I told like, Umberto, come on, this is too much. But
Okay.
when I told him I'm leaving, and he knew about all the situation with the boyfriend, etc. And he said, to do what? And I said, I'm going to this Piasso crypto thing, and this was but what do they do? And I said, they are building this peer-to-peer lending marketplace on Ethereum. Ah, I think this is the future. Good job. Go. Good luck, but I think you are on the right path, because he was already into Ethereum, and he gave me a book afterwards called Ethereum. I don't remember the author, but it was one of the first books that they wrote about Ethereum. And he said, I read it and it was super useful. Maybe it will be useful for you too. I mean, he was really supportive. And because he was already, you know, into the thing. But now everybody want to join this space. You know, like, Maria, before it was, Maria, what the fuck are you doing? Are you leaving Sky for this? What is this? And my parents, you know, like, and now, Maria, is there any way I can jump in this?
What
Do
do you
they?
tell those people? What do you tell? Because that's very interesting that in 4 years we went to like, okay, you're working kind of with criminals and it's
Yeah,
weird and what the fuck, you're anti-fiat. Like, it's what are you doing? To can I have an internship at
yeah.
Maker? Does Maker offer internships?
Yes. No, so I think I'm always happy when people want to join. So I try to give them advices, but the point is that now a figure like me of 4 years ago, it's not accepted. They don't
No.
want them, because you need to have some experience now. You don't. I mean, I started there. Um, Underpaid, but still, even if I was underpaid, my salary was higher than the one that I received in Italy. So, okay. And I didn't know anything. And now a person who needs to do marketing for projects needs to know, you know, and it's impossible to know without being already in the space, in my opinion, because you can learn outside. You can learn by reading and watching YouTube. It's impossible.
No,
So
no, and
you
yeah.
should start from the very basics. But if you are already a manager, for example, outside, you can't be a manager inside. You know what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally. It's difficult. I mean, I always try to encourage people to leave their normal job and come into Web3. But before anything, I think it's become a power user. Like you,
Yeah,
as you said, you cannot learn
yeah,
through
yeah,
books. Come to meetups,
yeah.
meet people.
Yes,
It's really, it's I really
absolutely.
care about meetups because I really believe that it starts by meeting
No,
people. You
absolutely.
have
I
to.
learn a lot. Most of my connections and everything was through meetups. So when I joined Maker, they met me because I was with them at meetups. So we were
Yeah.
hosting meetups with them, with Aave. And they, at a certain point, they asked me, "Do you want to join?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah, but that's what I would tell your friends. Just join your local meetup.
Yes.
If you want to jump, if you're considering jumping,
Yeah, I think
join a meetup, meet people, get inspired,
absolutely.
start becoming make transactions, get a wallet. Just go through it, go through the
Absolutely.
process, and then maybe there's
Yeah.
something. But yeah, you're right. The profile of someone who knows nothing just stumbles upon this. Yeah. Yeah, I remember having to like write articles about what is proof of work, but being at the time there wasn't as many resources as there are now, and it was really difficult to just I don't know. I think now there's so much more content, right? So much more. Like every exchange, every AMM, whatever, they all have like educational portals now where you can learn. But at the
Yeah.
time, it's really difficult. And I think what was nice is I could just run over to our devs. At the time, we were all in an office and we were all part of something like that. And I could just run up to the devs and like knock knock.
Yes.
What do you mean the miners are looking for a nonce? What's a nonce?
Yes.
And
Yes.
what do you mean mempool before? I didn't know these things, right?
No,
And it
no.
was
In
really
fact,
yeah.
it's so one of the, I think, bad things about our working environment is that working remotely is not the same as working with the team physically, because you learn a lot. You really like. I notice it when we do offsites, for example. So you basically produce more value, more ideas in these 3 days than in one whole year, because it's not the same, like being in an office together is always I learned a lot from the from the Aave devs in Chiasso,
Yeah.
because we stayed 1 year. Basically it was me and the devs, so every time I had a doubt, I just ask them, and I'm super thankful to them, because I and now I have no problems in asking on the chat, but it's not like you are reading something and you just say, hey, what is this? You need to type, and maybe you said, okay, I will type later, and then you don't. Yeah.
It's not the same. It's just not the same. Would it be possible where are you based now?
In
Could you have like
Italy.
a mini Oasis balancer hub going on, or are you the only rep
No,
around?
I'm the only one in Italy.
Wow.
Always. But
Carrying all of DeFi on your shoulders.
yes, no, but I must tell that so since I travel a lot, I have the chance to meet people. Uh, Actually, quite often, because I always travel. I always try to be in the conferences, etc. This is not sustainable for me,
Mm,
because maybe I will have a kid, and
yeah,
how can I do? Like, I will be the one who brings the kid to the conference, but not, but
totally.
not in the first year, for example. Maybe. Like, it's hard,
I
especially
could
when
see you on the panel with a kid on your lap.
maybe you
You know,
could. I'm
yeah.
this kind of person, so
Yeah, of course, we're gonna do that. I can't wait to see our kids like at crypto meetups. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be this
yeah,
whole
the dog.
generational thing.
No, the dog. The problem of the dog
Hello,
is
hello.
that it's quite big,
Aw, yeah,
so
he's
I
cute.
can't bring
Aw, he's
her
so cute.
around with the plan.
Aw. Yeah.
She's
Well,
cute.
okay, pets, I agree, are
And
different.
I saw that you have a black cat.
Yeah, we have two
Ah,
we
two
have two
cats.
we have two cats. But Kai is the one who always likes to show up in calls and
Yeah,
rub himself on
I love.
the mic.
I love the black pets.
Yeah, so
Because
they're brothers and sisters. One's black and one's black and white.
yeah,
Cute.
because people, like, in the public opinion, I don't know, black cats and black dogs are like the devil.
Oh well.
But I
We're
think they
past
are
that.
so.
We're in crypto, so it's like we're already way past
Yes,
superstition.
and also, if I must tell, it's always like, with every outfit, I.
They go with everything.
So when I work with the dog, I'm always fancy, shiny.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
black cat or my black dog.
Exactly.
Great accessory. It's like a purse, It's like
No, you don't know how
it goes with
many
everything.
lashes I'm buying for this dog. Like my husband wants to kill me, but yeah, because I have a lot of lashes, and in the end I always use the same. But I have a lot because every time I see a fancy lash, I like it. I must I
Aw.
must purchase.
Well, it's fine to spoil our pets,
But they
and
don't give a
yourself.
fuck about the lash.
Yeah, they don't give that.
They just want to be fed, and she just care about the food, and
we started taking them out, our cats, like for walks. So wait, no, this is gonna be hilarious. I'm glad you showed your dog, but this is this is so random. But this is a backpack.
I love it
For your cats.
So you bring them like to the to the like
just in Amsterdam, just no, we haven't like gone too far, but just in the neighborhood and just like for.
No, I think you should organize. Yeah. So I took my dog to ski. She's skiing with us because we go up with the this is ski alp. So you go up with the skis and then you remove the things under and you go down.
You do the putfuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she is coming with us. She's coming everywhere. But the problem is
dog.
Yeah, no, the cat you can't. But with the backpack, maybe seaside. Yeah, but the cats they don't like these kind of things.
It's okay. I've started like putting them on leashes and stuff, so it's cute. It's cute. Yeah. I literally have a bag here. I'm very similar to you. I also have a bag of leashes for cats, which is insane. But it's fine. We will back to the topic of bringing our kids to crypto meetups because we will, merge our lives. But indeed, maybe local meetups, but traveling around the world, tripsing around all the different DeFi, because there's a DeFi crypto conference everywhere, all the time, every month.
Yeah.
Now that it's not COVID anymore and people want to get together, I mean, since Dev Connect, it's just been nonstop. But I haven't moved from Amsterdam. So for me, I'll go to a lot of things here, but I don't want to travel all the time. Also, for me, it doesn't make sense. Yes. For you, maybe more because you're part of like big DeFi projects, and therefore you have to like,
yes,
it's part of the networking, marketing, growth strategy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I won't travel as much as you. Are you ready for ETHCC?
You
have your presentation ready.
But when it's in Europe, it's okay for me. Yeah. It's not super stressful. The problem is when it's like away, like for example.
I saw some pictures on islands recently. Which conference was that?
Like it was really in Miami. It was permissionless. Yes.
Oh, right.
This was, but and then there I was able to, because my brother lives in Texas. So when I go to US, I always try to attach some time with family. But the point is that like you would stay away from home 10 days, and my husband is going to the office, so in Switzerland. So it's like the dog, I need to take care. At a certain point after the pandemic, I was like, let me travel. But then I was like, in the end, it was not so to stay always. No, always no. But now these last months have been really like too much. And I don't want to do anything up to at least DevCon. And I'm not even sure if I go there.
No, but I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'll be. Look, I still brought back all the.
Yeah.
This is all the hackathon decoration there. But yeah, Bogota sounds interesting. But
I think I will go just if they accept my talk. So we applied with Lenka. Lenka and me, we applied for the same, more or less the same panel that
Okay.
we made at DEF Connect,
Nice.
because so DEFCON is very technical.
Yeah.
However, I believe, and Lenka too, that it's also always nice to talk about these human-related topics.
Totally.
Even if the conference is completely technical, it's always nice to take some talks and some space for feelings and human human
Yeah.
human side of all of this thing, and
Yeah.
this panel was really interesting. So yeah.
So you and Lenka in Bogota to talk about
Yeah,
the
let's see.
human
Let's
side.
see if they accept. I think they will accept us because we are females. Now that it's all of this gender thing.
They're like, oh my god, wait, women that we can put on stage? Nah, they will. I think her talk, and I also want to invite her here for I think I would love to hear her story as well, her personal story of how she got into crypto and everything. But her talk about how to get a job in Web3 was like such a success. And then the panel discussion about U3 with Ryan as well, talking about working in Web3 and
Yeah.
what it's like. Yeah, people relate. And you cannot only do I mean, of course, I think DEF CON is there to enhance the technical knowledge of everyone, but hopefully also increase the connections and
Yes.
bring back
I
as
think
well
that
to people.
I think that these conferences are 50% the contents, and 50% the vibes. Like not vibes, but the how they can connect people. So it's not about the conference. It's about the environment that you can create with this conference, right? So, for example, DevConnect was amazing in my opinion because. Besides the conferences, which were very good, the whole thing was great. So you walked and you found someone. You went to in the working space and you find the people. You everyone was there. So, for example, ETHCC, a lot of people they couldn't get the ticket, but I think that it's
Just go.
yes, the ticket
Just
for the
go. The
conference
ticket
is
doesn't.
useless. I have the ticket because I'm speaking, but I would have gone anyways,
Just
because in
hang
the
out
end,
in the bar next door.
I have never stayed more than 2 hours listening to the talks at a conference in a day, because in the end you are always like chatting with people, connecting, it's then there are these 3 or 4 talks that you really want to hear, um, and you go, but for the rest is not a matter of talks for me. So even if the conference is technical, I don't care, like I go there and I do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of
And it's also
course,
because your strength is to connect with people. Your strength is to speak and connect.
yeah,
That is you as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think one of the things that I learned in working in this space, especially during the pandemic, is how not to lose this ability when I'm not physically able to, and it's not easy. I had to reinvent my virtual personality, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
yeah.
but I
Yeah,
think
it
I
was so
managed to
important.
do it. So
Yeah. Yeah. What I found very frustrating as an event organizer was, of course, I really believe in the sort of the peer-to-peer, the humanness of, and even if you and I we're good online, let's say, like it looks like right now we're just
yes,
having coffee in person and
yes,
it doesn't change anything for us. That's not for everyone.
no,
And a lot of people are it's just not at all. So,
No.
we
Yeah.
created I tried doing crypto drinks online, which we did. We were drinking every month together online, which is a bit of a sadder version of having drinks together because you're in front of your computer and you're drinking, and it's yeah, but I'm with
Yeah,
people,
but at
So
Oasis we have the weekly beer every Friday.
yeah, well, we tried to keep that during lockdown days, but it's just we'd have 1/10 of the amount of people that come up for in person.
Yeah,
It's just not the same.
no, it's not the same. It's hard. It has been
Which
very
one,
hard.
a breakfast? You were doing what was it?
Yeah, the
Breakfast?
Friday brunch.
Yeah, Friday, right? Or
Yeah, but
yeah,
yes, but the Friday
all the
brunch
time.
was it was called brunch just because it was hosted in the morning US time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But in the end, it was just like a very informal community event basically I chose some topics, not always maker related, but Web3 related, and I invited speakers to talk about them. Yeah.
I see. But still, I mean, anything that you do online, any event that you organize, it's just not the same.
No, it's not the same at all.
So, what makes you really happy about being in crypto? What really motivates you? What's important to you for being in crypto?
I think that the main thing is that we are really we could, and I believe we are building the future. So you are I couldn't build anything concrete because of my studies and of my background, because when you are, for example, a doctor, or I don't know, chemistry. You do this kind of more technical and scientific studies. Then you make a job that you are producing something, and you can see the product. For me, it has always been difficult to understand what I was building before joining crypto, because here I'm doing my small piece, like everyone is doing, to build something very, very big, and then that really could be the future. So this is, I think, the best part.
No, definitely. I think we have a similar background. I saw that you were at. Did you also? We both, I think, went to Singapore for an
Oh,
exchange.
really?
Is that what
Yeah,
I
at the
right?
NUS.
Yeah. I was at the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, which is linked to
Ah.
NUS. But I think we were there. I think you were there a bit earlier than me.
In the summer, I was July or August. No, yes, July 2013.
Yeah. So a bit earlier than me, but it's really interesting to see. I don't know exactly I studied political science and
Yeah,
public management, and I was into water management, and that was something I thought that's how it was going to change the world, was changing how water was distributed,
yeah,
basically. But I think the moment I understood that in crypto we're changing finance, which changes everything, then that really excited
yeah.
me. So it's interesting in that I think it's a motivation that's why even in bear or bull, it doesn't matter.
No,
It doesn't matter.
no.
It's this, and people will say, "Oh, you're in a cult. You're in a cult. What is this belief? What do you mean toppling, fiat or doing better than fiat?" I think people like us are there to just make sure that
And
we've
also,
built a good future.
I think that is also nice to. This is good and bad, but when people ask you what you do, it's nice to answer something that they don't get at all. Like sometimes I like with the older people, I'm working in crypto. Ah, the Bitcoin? Yes, yes.
Yeah. And others, you're like, well, It's with an automated market making platform built on ETH, and another one is where you can, use your DAI and stake it, and
Sorry,
it's
I'm moving
interesting.
because I need to.
Well, it was amazing to have you here today and just catch up and
very
just
nice
talk about
conversation.
You. Is there anything that you want to share about you that we should know that I haven't asked, or that
about me?
That's very
about me.
Yeah.
Something. So you want something that is surprising about me, or something?
Something we can remember you by. Something.
Okay. I'm a very religious person.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't tell, but I am. So I go to the church every Sunday, and yes. But yeah, I mean, this is not. And for the rest, I'm very transparent, so I think it's very easy to understand how I am. But this thing is something that you wouldn't tell. So this is what I want to share.
Yeah, thank you for that's very. I think anyone's link or faith is something very personal.
I think it's very nice and important in our kind of job, which is very fast, stressful, to have some kind of safe place, which can be religion, can be meditation, can be it doesn't have to be God, whatever. It should be just your like place where you understand that this is not the life. It's not life is not work. It's not performing well all the time, etc. But and this is something that is not easy to understand by yourself. So you need to be binded to something like meditation or yoga, whatever, an activity. So for me, going to the church is this, where you really, this is the place where I don't think about my stress and my stuff. And I think it's very, and I know a lot of people was helped by these kind of things in the space. So I strongly invite everyone to engage. On Netflix, there is also a course about meditation, I saw.
Okay.
And there are some apps as well.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there, definitely. And I think it's nice that you can share your way as well of anchoring yourself and more, and giving meaning in your life as well.
Yeah.
Were you brought up religious, or was
it
something you discovered later?
No, I was raised like in Italy. Everyone is Catholic, right? In my generation, is very like left. The church is so. I have strange relationship with the church as an institution, because I don't like. I'm not understanding everything it's done by the church, but I am really, really like from a spiritual point of view. I'm really believing, in God and in the church as a structure. So I like to go to the church, but I don't. Sometimes I don't understand, and that I don't appreciate the church as an institution. Like the big, macro. For example, my wedding witness is gay, so I don't. I don't think that the gay people can't marry. Why? These kind of things for me is not. And this is why I think a lot of my generation, our generation, are going away from the Catholic religion, because in the end, I go to the mass because I like it, not because I have to go. It's a lot of friends of mine. They came when we were like kids, and now we are like two people that go to the church. But I this is something. So I think that a lot of has to be changed. But for me, it's a matter of spiritual, thing. And yeah, I was raised like this, but I also had the luck to meet the right people, the right priest, the right group of people, a group of kids that now are my best friends, in the church, space. Then a lot of them, as I said, now they are completely agnostic and whatever. but still, we were able to build this very big group of friends. So all of these things, brought me to this. And but my husband, for example, is not like me. He's coming when I go sometimes. It's yeah. But for me, it's this really, this hour of the week, where I'm obliged, more or less, to think about something else, because I'm not doing it at home. I can't. I'm not able. So I go also when I am abroad. So, for example, when I was in Denver, there was a Sunday in the middle, and I went to the church. Like, I find the church everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting that you're part of different decentralized global communities in a way. I guess there's your crypto family, and then there's also your Catholic.
Yeah,
You'll find meetups probably everywhere, and you'll find churches.
yeah, yeah.
Do you find that do you see a link between religion and cryptocurrency, or and maybe the communities that are created in crypto?
Actually, I was thinking about it yesterday. I don't know why. That we use a lot the word community in the religious landscape. So when you, for example, you move to another town, city. If you are Catholic, you can find the Catholic community of this place, or the Muslim community, or whatever. And the community word is also a lot used in crypto, you see. And it is again a matter of caring. So I think, yes, that this connection can be made. Of course, we are talking about completely two different kind of things, but yes.
Yeah, probably like more on the sort of the shared values, the shared
Yeah,
ideas,
yeah,
belief,
yes,
building something bigger, I think,
yeah, exactly.
spreading the word. Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing. That was special. Because as a, I guess it's interesting that you mentioned meditation and yoga as other ways to sort of
Yeah, I mean,
do it. I
whatever.
also cannot do it at home. I also have to go somewhere like you on Sundays,
Yeah.
or me doing, to just not do this all the time
Yes.
and think of
Yeah, you
other things.
you switch off your phone, and you just do anything, like, for you, and it doesn't have to be. For example, I also like to run, but it's
Nice.
not the same, because you are running is something where you remove stress, doing something, fatigue, like you.
Mm.
While
You mean,
these
yeah.
activities are calming, it's you need to think. You can think. You can't think about the music that you're listening. Like when I run, I don't think about anything. because I'm just like trying to survive with the music. But when you do these kind of activities, more like calm, and you detach, but you also think about something else, which is not your business, your stuff. You think about the something bigger, and the meaning of your life, which is not working.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Really, it was such a pleasure to have you on and to be able to shine light on your story, on on your path and your experiences in crypto. And this is only the beginning. I think 4 years
Yeah.
in this. Do you see yourself doing this for the next
I don't know. I
20?
really live day by day.
Yeah.
When I joined, I thought I will last 6 months. And then
And
when
there
I
you are.
joined Baker, I was like, yeah, I will be staying 1 more year. And then, but
Would anything else interest you to do?
I have a family business, and I'm, yes. Uh,
That's why the family's like, "Are you done with your crypto already?
and
Come back."
yeah, I'm like my brother, like, I'm not paying you like this. So keep this in mind when you want to join the family. So
Okay.
maybe, but I think I can do these things that I do. I can do it like also a bit on a side, because it's very interesting for me. Besides so of course I can't be engaged with 3 projects for the rest of my life, but I believe that something I will be somehow involved for a long time in the space. No matter what happens, I will be somehow involved. It's impossible to. It's how can I disappear? Like no, it would be not feasible. Like I should remove all of my apps, but then I would feel a real like hole. No,
Right?
like
You're hooked for life. Tell your brother to find. This is not gonna.
no. He knows. I mean, he knows that I can. I I will join. Maybe, but on the side I will be doing this as well, so
Yeah.
he will know.
Oh, that's cute. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and everybody who's been listening with us so far. Just follow her. Just go and look at everything she's been building, all the projects she mentioned. I'll be leaving all the links below. Maria, see you very soon, and
Thank
good luck
you,
at your
Eleanor.
presentation at ECC.
Are you
And if you're
coming?
picked ECC, I don't think so. I could be I
Why?
could be one of those weirdos who just shows up as well. But I told you, I'm such an Amsterdam.
Yeah,
It's like no, it's very tempting. It's in Europe. It's in
come on,
Paris.
you can come by
It's
train.
next door. Yeah, I'm definitely not flying. Not in these days.
No, I'm my god, these weeks I will take like 6 flights. Yeah.
Sorry,
Tomorrow
like
I will go
yeah.
to I will go to a wedding in the south of Italy with the plane. Then on then I come back. Then on Tuesday I will go to Sardinia with my parents.
Oh, that's
Then I
nice.
come
Oh,
back and
Sardinia is
then I will go to
amazing.
Paris.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. No, it's just well, definitely not flying. But yeah, Paris is tempting. Just yeah, to just catch up. I feel with
Let me know.
everybody. I'll
If
let
you
you
if
know.
you if you join, you will be invited to the best parties, like Divinity.
Uh,
Maria can grant you access everywhere.
oh no. You're making it harder. You're making it hard. It's like this constant conference FOMO as well. Because I love to meet up with people, and I was spoiled in April when everybody came to
Yes.
here. But yeah, I do miss it. I do miss it. Are you coming to Amsterdam anytime soon?
No, I don't think. I'm waiting for your next event.
Okay, bookmark April once again. I can't say more. But bookmark for April 2023. I think probably very sure. Okay.
Cool.
Let me resume the podcast. Thank you everybody for listening, and see you for the next episode of the Humans of Crypto podcast.